some coping mechanisms that will help us as parents, caregivers, guardians, to these special ones that God has brought our way. I want us to know that these coping mechanisms, they cannot be accidental. They must be strategic if you want your child to actually thrive. I put up something in my slide that I call the RSFSP coping strategy. I will explain. I said this strategy will help or is needed in nurturing children with cerebral palsy fast. So when we talk about regulate before you respond, what are we trying to say here? You see, your nervous system sets the emotional climate. Yes, that is what the nervous system does. Because you know why? Children with cerebral palsy, some of them experience frustration, sensory overload, and even the caregivers, they are stressed consistently. And this is linked to high burnout. Some things that you can do, this has helped me as a parent. Because sometimes it looks as if the ground should open so that you just enter inside and bury yourself there. Of a truth, it looks overwhelming, but you can be able to come out of this with some of these strategies. You can practice what I call a 4 seconds breathing cycle strategy. Yes, it helps. You can learn it. You know why? Because you need to be strong enough to be able to parent your child. As an advocate, as a caregiver, as a guardian. If you don't regulate your emotion, there's every possibility that when you go out, just as it is seen, it will be written all over you that you are struggling taking care of your child. Calm is a strategy. It is not a personality trait. Because some people will say, I am that calm person. I like to be in my corner. No. You can learn it. Another thing that can help us, which is the second one, which is the S, is structured routine. Structured routine. What this does is that it helps to reduce chaos. Because chaos increases anxiety. When you don't have a structured routine, as a parent navigating this journey, I bet you will not be able to see even the little milestones that your child is having or attaining. We need to have structured routine. For example, you want to take your child for therapy. You know that your child will have to bathe. You know you will have to brush your child's teeth. All these things comes with a lot of strength. Because we've seen children that can't even use both hands. You are their caregiver. You are a parent. If you are not organized, there's every possibility that you will burn out. There's every possibility that your life will not be organized. And what will that do to you? It will either cause you fatigue, some insomnia, they can't sleep at night, can't regulate my emotion. Sometimes I'll just pick up my bag, I'll say, no, I'm done here, I'll go back home. But if I've had everything structured out, or this is what I do in the morning, this is what I will use to feed my child, I believe it would have helped. That is why when I say I created a method called Cerebral Palsy Navigation Method, that method is all encompassing. I use it in my academy, where parents, they will first of all have their mindset reset. They will go from that particular stage to where they begin to learn peace as a skill. Because we need these things to be able to carry on in this journey. Talking about the financial planning as emotional regulation is a tool that you'll be able to use to cope as you're nurturing your child. You know why? Finance is a big deal when it comes to parenting children with special needs. I could remember how our finances were stretched thin to the extent we could not even afford medication. And I began to look at it. Yes, even if we don't have everything, I'm talking globally, because some countries, they will say, if you go to America, if you go to the UK, or if you're in the UK, things are well structured and all that. But if you don't plan financially, you will not be able to meet up. What still? Some of us that are living in Africa. Most children with cerebral palsy, we all know that they live in areas or regions that getting finance is a big deal. Sometimes you do business, you are not getting enough. So sometimes you're working your 9 to 5 and not getting enough. If you don't plan your finance, you will run into a very big problem. Because why? There are emergencies that you need to use money for. I'm a parent of a special needs child. I've parented my daughter for 16 good years. I didn't just turn up like this. There was strategic planning in terms of finance. And if you have these things in place, it will help you to see further than where you are at the moment, where to invest your money. Things that you could do that will bring recurring finance into your pot. Now let's talk about the strength-based parenting is a coping strategy. Yes, this is where I will emphasize more. You see, when we talk about parenting a child with cerebral palsy, we need to be intentional. We need to be very intentional. You know why? Because if you don't start as at when you are to start, you will still do it in future.